class, listen up. Molecules are like people in traffic. Bumping, sweating, screaming. Hey, no laughing!
Yo, Miss Coleman's coming!
I teleported right back to my seat as Miss Coleman stormed in like the FBI busting down the wrong door, only to slip on a banana peel and land straight on her tenured behind.
Whoa!
Harper! And that, my friend, is how you earned attention like a pro. Hi, I'm Harper, prank enthusiast and hat aficionado. But believe it or not, that wasn't even my most chaotic moment. Enter the hat incident. I was in the back row of the school auditorium zoning out, while Quinn, our student body president / walking rulebook, droned on. Then genius struck. Hey Quinn, if I wear a fancier hat, does that count as school spirit? Whole auditorium giggled. Success! Harper, front and center. Uh-oh. You violated the school's dress code. Hat off now. But it's kind of my thing, like how being terrifying is yours. Lana? The VP henchwoman smirked and yoinked. Off went the hat. And there it was, my elephant ears. The room went dead silent. Relax, they're just ears, not satellite dishes. Okay, maybe slightly NASA approved. No one laughed. Gotta dip then, before shame caught up and sucker punched me in the face. Okay, here's another part no one knows. The ears, they do work like satellite dishes. Yeah, I can hear things from rooms away. Like right now.
Did you see her ears? She could fly with those.
Someone get Dumbo Girl a pilot license already. I pressed my hands over my ears tight. I'd been hearing stuff like that since I was 5. That's why I joke first, because if I don't, they will. And it stings less when I'm the one holding the mic. After that day, Dumbo Girl stuck to me like a name tag. Every time I entered the cafeteria, someone flapped their ears at me like they were trying to take off. Elephant flyers on my locker, wide load signs on my ears. Hilarious, truly. I tried everything. Beanies, bandanas, headphones so big I look like a discount DJ. Remember, no hats, unless you've got something unusually aerodynamic to hide. There was no safe place for me. Well, except this dusty old broadcast booth. And that's where I picked up on something. Whispers, the kind you're not supposed to hear. They told me to change the votes. What was I supposed to do? If I said no, I'd be off the student council before lunch. But you deleted the ballots, Lana. That's fraud. It's not me. It's the circle. I just follow their orders. What did I just hear? Okay, so there was this rumor about a secret circle founded by powerful people running the school behind the scenes. The students were controlled, the teachers played along, and the principal, basically a very well-dressed puppet. And Lana here just confirmed it. People deserve to know. But if I go public, I'd be toast. That's when it hit me. The perfect plan. That night, I snuck into the booth, tweaked the mic settings, and distorted my voice. Enough that if anyone traced it, they'd think I was a sleep-deprived barista on 3 shots of espresso. Then I hit record. By morning, it was everywhere. Whispers turned to stares, phones under desks, teacher glancing nervously at announcements. And Lana, she just disappeared. Name wiped, locker emptied. Like she'd never existed. That's when I realized the circle had stepped in. By lunch, the messages started rolling in. Can you please find out who's actually behind the prom queen votes? My friend was leading for weeks and suddenly dropped off the list.
I got kicked out of jazz band for no reason. The circle's gotta be behind it, right?
Whatever this is, don't stop. You're the only one saying what we're all too scared to say.
That gave me a purpose, to be the voice in the walls. And just like that, my podcast was born, with one mission: expose the circle and bring justice to the table. At school, I stayed low-key, but secretly, I was listening, connecting the dots. And what did I find? Rich kids with last names stamped on library wings. Sons and daughters of donors, board members, local politicians. The type who didn't need talent when they had trust funds and parent-teacher influence on speed dial. They were buying their way into everything. Homecoming court, varsity teams, even valedictorian slots. Meanwhile, the student council hit crisis mode, scrambling to protect the school's shiny facade.
Beware of false information from unauthorized media. Trust only official school sources. Engaging with illegal broadcasts will result in disciplinary action.
Too bad for them, teenagers love forbidden fruit almost as much as free Wi-Fi. Obviously, I couldn't stroll around saying, "Hi, I'm Podcast Girl," either. They cracked down hard. Security checks at every entrance, CCTV watching your every sneeze. Then came the routine interrogations. "Do you know anything about the illegal broadcast?" I played dumb, which was already my default setting. But all of this got me thinking, could the student council have anything to do with the circle? So I listened harder. That's when I heard Quinn on call with someone mysterious.
You were supposed to handle this. We didn't make you student body president so you could fall apart over a podcast.
I'm trying! They're careful! Smarter than I thought.
Careful doesn't mean invisible. The circle is losing their patience. Find them, fast.
There it was. Confirmation gift wrapped in guilt. That night I dropped the news. The next day the whole school was buzzing. Petition #StepDownQuinn exploded. By the final bell, Quinn, former student body president, straight A overachiever, the circle's golden girl, was officially out, and I felt victorious. A few days later I was grabbing snacks at the store when I spotted Quinn pushing a shopping cart with her grandma. But then I noticed something weird. Her grandma was clinging to a plastic dinosaur like it was the crown jewels. "We can't afford that, Granny. If we get the toy, we have to skip dinner." Suddenly, her grandma burst into tears like toddler-level sobs. Quinn looked so flustered, so helpless. I almost stepped in, but I kept my distance. My ears? Well, they did their thing. "That's the girl with the sick grandma. Dementia, they said." Dementia? Isn't that the thing where your brain slowly forgets everything? Memories, logic, even the people you love? I heard her parents passed away. Now she's juggling alone, school, hospital bills, and a grandma who barely remembers her half the time. That's when it clicked. Quinn wasn't some cold-blooded puppet master. She was surviving. And just as guilt started creeping in, the store's speakers came on, blasting my podcast, the exact episode where I took down Quinn. Her grandma blinked, grip loosened, eyes steadied, like someone just flipped a switch in her brain. "Quinn, what are they saying? Is that about you?" It landed like a brick. Quinn just stood there, holding the weight of the world. "I don't understand. I thought I raised you better than this. Something inside Quinn just broke. She slowly knelt beside her grandma, wincing as the sobs grew louder. It was like whatever was holding her together all this time finally gave out. I couldn't stand and watch anymore. I had to step in. "Hey." She flinched but didn't move away. "What? Here to rub it in? Call me pathetic? A sellout? No, I didn't know you were carrying all of this alone." She blinked, gripping the soup can even harder. "The circle have been paying for Granny's hospital bills. I owe them more than I can ever pay back." Sitting there watching the girl I'd taken down completely wrecked, I started wondering if being right was ever the same as being kind. No one tells you how blurry the line gets between calling out injustice and accidentally crushing someone stuck in the middle of it. I had to do something. So the next morning, I got to school early before anyone else. The plan was simple: get to the booth, tell the truth, clear Quinn's name. But the second I opened the door, I nearly jumped. "Harper, it was you! You're the one behind all this?" "How did you?" "I followed the podcast signal. It led me here. Quinn, I was gonna..." "Doesn't matter! I have to report this to the circle!" "Don't! If you go back, you'll forever be stuck doing their dirty work while they get to stay clean. This is your chance to walk away, to redeem yourself." "It's not that easy! I'm doing this for Granny's sake!" "Then let me help! We can figure this out together." Did you hear that? "Hear what?" I focused, tuning everything else out, and picked up on a weak, panicked voice calling out. It was Quinn's grandma! She was drowning in the school pool! Without waiting, I bolted. By the time I got there, she was neck deep in water. I jumped in, swam through the cold water, and got to her, pulled her to the edge. Quinn showed up just then, eyes wide, breath gone. We got her grandma out together. Later at the hospital, her granny was stable. Finally. We sat in the hallway, quiet and completely drained. "This was all my fault. She followed me to school and then slipped and fell into the pool. I don't know how, but you saved her." "It's my ears. They're freakishly sharp." "And to think I used to make fun of them. I'm sorry, Harper, really. I'll keep your secret. I owe you that much." "So, what about the circle?" "I'm done. I'll tell you everything I know. Names, what they did, how they rigged the system. But the leader, I've never seen them, I swear. But I can promise you from now on, I'll do the right thing. Then keep that promise for yourself. You're not the villain of this story, Quinn, but you get to decide how it ends. And about your grandma's treatment, let me handle it. What do you mean? I'll explain your situation as planned on the podcast. Then we launch a fundraiser. There's gotta be people out there who care and want to help someone actually trying to do good. Quinn stared at me like she wasn't used to kindness. Of course there's a catch. I knew it. You're co-hosting the podcast with me. You've got dirt, I've got reach. Together, we take this system down. Quinn let out a breath, a real smile forming for the first time in forever. Deal. We bumped fists, half exhausted, half ready for war. Enemies turned allies, wounds still healing, but purpose clear. The podcast was no longer just my voice in the walls. It was ours. And the circle, they had no idea what was coming.